Well, summer hiking season will be here before we know it. It's time to start training to get ourselves ready. But us older folks have some challenges that younger folks do not. So today's video I'd like to talk about that and how to overcome it. Stick around. You know, as we get older, it's harder to get in shape and it's harder to stay in shape. The effects of aging are real, and the root of the issue is in our cells, right? It's a slowdown of cell production, and it's a progression of cell degeneration. So we're fighting against nature here, and it shows itself in a few ways. It shows itself in muscle loss, and that actually starts in our 30s. It also shows itself in our bone density. It's when our bone cell breakdown outpaces our bone cell production, and we start getting things like osteoporosis or osteopenia. You know, for every 10 years after 40, most people lose about a half an inch of height. And then with lower activity, we have an increase in visceral fat. And that's the fat that grows deep inside your abdomen area. Sometimes you can have a flat tummy and still have visceral fat. And visceral fat increases the risk of many health issues, like heart disease, like Alzheimer's, like type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all the bad ones. So visceral fat, gotta watch that. Age also brings with it a slowdown in gastrological motility. That's the opposite of stability. So a lot of people see an increase in acid reflux and also constipation. And then of course there's a slowdown in cognitive and sensory capabilities as we get older. So yeah, the effects of aging are real. But you know, there's something we can do to help combat that. And that is to stay active. You know, I suffer from bone loss. I have osteopenia. I've had it for years. It's mostly because of the medications I take. But age doesn't help either. And the recommendation from the doctor is that I exercise at least 30 minutes a day for 5 days a week. That sounds like a lot to you. Well, here's how I look at it. I can make time to be in shape now, or I'll be forced to make time for expensive medical issues later. Now, I have other serious medical conditions as well, and I can say without exaggeration that hiking has saved and is extending my life here. So if you love the outdoors and you have medical conditions that hiking would help you with, it sounds like a win-win to me, right? Yeah. So I got about 300 miles of trail that I'm going to do this year. How am I preparing for that? Let's review. Well, my normal workout, whether I'm preparing for a hike or not, is usually around a 30-minute calisthenic routine that I do. It's usually just body weight, and that's just 5 days a week, keep me in shape. And then I'll usually go out on a trail sometime during the weekend if I have no other family stuff going on. But I have about a 100-mile hike to do in April, so I'm starting preparing for that already here in January. Stepping up the routine, increasing the discipline, adding weights. These are kind of things that I'm doing to get ready for this. To get ready really for any kind of bigger hike, I'll step up my routine a bit. Now, this routine that I do here was actually developed for me in 2018 when I did the Colorado Trail. And I would advise you that if you've never done this before, never trained for a big physical event, you might want to go see a athletic trainer, some kind of strength and conditioning coach, something to develop a routine, a program for you that works best for you. What I'm going to explain is what works for me, has worked in the past, continues to work today. And this routine includes legs, cardio, and core. It's pretty simple. Let's review each one of those. Alright, so legs. Well, you got major muscle groups in your legs, right? You got your quads, you got your hams, you got your calves. So I'm working my legs because I'm climbing up mountains, I'm going down mountains. You need strong legs for that. So I'll do squats, I'll do lunges, I'll do calf lifts. There's a few other exercises that I might include in there, but it's just to work all those major muscle groups in your legs. And I'll start off small. I'll start off with a certain amount of reps, and then I'll increase that as I go along. Later on, I'll show you a little chart of how I increment my workout over the course of a few months. Cardio. You need a strong heart and you need lungs that are going to get you through some of those climbs. So I do mountain climbers, I might do some squat thrusts, something to get my heart rate going, and I'll also get on my incline trainer. Now if you don't have an incline trainer, stairs, I've done stairs before, those work out great. Just get your heart rate up, get your breathing going. Once again, we're starting off with small increments, small reps, small periods, and we're building up to a much stronger, harder routine. And then for my core exercises, I'm doing push-ups and I'm doing some Russian twists. I might do some other core type of exercises with my resistance bands, but just to change it up so I don't get too bored with it. But you need a strong core in order to support the weight that you're going to be carrying on your back, to keep your back strong, to keep your abs strong. A strong core really supports the rest of your body. It helps with stability and balance. Once again, starting off small, building up strong. Let's take a look at my sequence. So you'll see here that I started in January, and as I grow through till April, which is my first big hike, you'll see how I increase the number of reps, or the amount of weight that I have on there, or the amount of time that I'm spending on the treadmill. All that stuff slowly increases over time. Notice I'm not making big changes. I'm slowly increasing to get my body up. If you go too fast, you're probably going to injure yourself. And it's important to remember that technique is everything. Techniques will make sure that you do it correctly and you'll isolate those muscles and you'll give them the most benefit out of the exercise that you're doing, and you won't hurt yourself. And then in addition to that 5-day-a-week workout, I will get out here on the weekends and I will have a full pack with me. And I will increase my elevation gain and my distance and the difficulty of the trail with every hike that I do. There's nothing like the trail to get you in shape for the trail. Now, with the exception of my weekend hikes, my workouts are at home. I have an incline trainer, I have some dumbbells, and I have some resistance bands, and I have some medicine balls. It's just some really basic stuff. So my workouts don't involve a gym membership. It's much more convenient for me. Now, if you're the kind who gets motivated by going to the gym, do that. Alright, that's what I do. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm saying you should start where you should start, and you should end up where you should end up. A good trainer will help you out, like I mentioned previously. I'd like you to do something every day. That's really the important thing here. Do something physically active every day to keep yourself in shape, to keep the effects of aging low. Hey, we're getting older, but we're not dead yet. And we have lived through much more experiences in our lives to help us with overcoming challenges than some of those young folks have. So, hey, you can do this. Alright, so until next time, I appreciate you enjoying the channel. Like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Alright, until next time, go on and live like you want it.